Chris, and I will be teaching you about marshes today. So I did a, sorry, we were appointed certain places like the ocean or the sea, and I got marsh. So we made a thing link, as you can see, and so yeah. First, I'm going to show you the world and just show you this is where marshes can be found. As you can see, it's pretty much everywhere. It seems like in some of the colder places, it's a lot less likely. In Antarctica, of course, but all the continents, well, not all of them, 6 out of 7. But over here, like I said, it's not as common. So let's just get into this right now. So we got our thing link, and so this is just like saying, all right, this is marshes. And we have a picture here of a marsh. This is actually a thing, so we have like that here. It was supposed to do this. Yeah, it's lagging a lot though. So that's what it would look like. Otherwise, like that, which kind of looks like a river, but it's not. More like that too, or that. But we are going to go to Wiki, because Wikipedia is awesome. So I picked out some places, just so you know if you didn't know. A marsh is a type of wetland that is dominated by rather than woody plant species. So it can be often found at the edges of lakes and streams. Also,
wait, do you like our door? Look,
I'm recording. Here, can you go? Sorry about that. Some basic information is marshes can provide habitat for many types of plants, so that's a benefit of it, and it can also for the conditions, they're not the nicest conditions. Marshes, they're flooded. First of all, it's like a kind of like a lake, but the plants must be able to survive in wet mud with low oxygen levels, so it is harder to breathe. As you can see, birds in nest marshes. This one is a yellow-headed blackbird. White water lilies are a typical marsh plant in European areas of the deeper water. There are also different types of marshes. The three are salt, tidal, and freshwater. Freshwater is just a marsh that has, instead of salt water, it's fresh. Salt is salty water. But tidal is different. I read it, and it says that it is found along coasts and estuaries, which our flooding characteristics are determined by the tidal movement of the adjacent estuary, sea, or ocean. According to the salinity of the flooding water, freshwater, brackish, and saline tidal marshes are distinguished. Respectively, they may be classified into coastal marshes and estuarine marshes. So that's those ones. Saltwater marshes are found around the world in mid to high latitudes where there are sections of protected coastlines. They are located close enough, where am I? Close enough to the shoreline that the motion of the tides affects them, and sporadically that they are covered with water. They flourish when the rate of sediment buildup is greater than the rate at which the land level is shrinking. Salt marshes are dominated by specially adapted rooted vegetation, salt-tolerant grass. Freshwater they're just freshwater, ranging greatly in both sides, geographic location. Freshwater marshes make up the most common form of wetland in North America. So if we look at our map again, if we look over here, pretty much what this is telling us is that most of them along here everywhere in North America are freshwater. So yeah, well, that's that. Yeah. So let's keep going and see what else we got in our marsh Wikipedia. Because wet meadows occur in such in areas such as shallow lake basins, low-lying depressions, and land between shallow marshes and upland areas. They also occur on the edges of lakes and rivers. Wet meadows often have very high plant diversity and high densities of buried seeds. They are regularly flooded but often dry in the summer. So this is a picture of one, but it's just like a marsh, but it's really grassy. So they call it a wet meadow. Kind of, as you can see, this is Scotland. There's a marsh.
No.
Research it. This is actually a good picture that I saw. So it shows the upland. That's like big trees, jungle. It could be jungle. Forest. Then so that's like you see in your neighborhood, or just a bunch of trees. Shrub is like bushes, meadow, dense, emergent. In all of these, the meadow, dense, emergent, sparse, emergent, and the submergent are all part of a marsh. And then all of these, the forest and the shrub, are part of the swamp. And the coastal wetland is all of them except upland. And then there's a lake. I thought that was interesting, though. Oops. Next page. Okay. Marsh along the edge of a small river. So yeah, like they usually go into rivers. And then, all right, I think that would be it. Thank you for watching this. If you did, also I wanted to show you marsh. Down here, this form of it. They are often dominated by grasses, rushes, or reeds. If woody plants are present, they tend to be low-growing shrubs. This form of vegetation is what differentiates marshes from other types of wetlands, such as swamps, which are dominated by trees and mires, which are wetlands that have accumulated deposits of acid and peat. Peat is root and stuff that's under the ground that'll pick up and store water for plants. But swamps and marshes are different. Don't get them mixed up. They're very different. Marshes, like it says here, are like not so much woody plants. What that means is like a tree isn't as common there, or it isn't there. And the only thing that really is there would be, if any kind of woody thing, would be bushes, shrub, as you remember from this. And so yeah, that's and then swamps are dominated by trees and woody plants. Alright, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks.